Hi everyone. So today is day 18 of September Lead Coding Challenge 2021, and on this day 18 we have to solve this problem: expression add operators. So in this problem, like we have been given a string num, and it contains only digits. And other than this string num, we have also this integer target, and we need to return all the possibilities to add the binary operators plus, minus, multiplication between the digits of the num, so that the resultant expression evaluates to target value. So we can take a look to this example one. So in this example one, the num is 1, 2, 3 and target is 6. So we can see that there are two in the output vector, there are two strings. So one is 1 into 2 into 3 and other is 1 plus 2 plus 3. So these two strings like evaluate to target 6. That's why these are the output. And similarly, there are two outputs for this. And this is one important example because we in this example, like we can understand that there can be one more a string as an answer. So if we consider something like this, so it is also equal to 5, but since this 505 has leading zeros, so that's why we don't have to consider such cases. So we have to make sure we are writing code such way that we are not considering such type of cases. And yeah, so we can also take a look that we can concatenate two or more digits to form a bigger number. And similarly, in this example 00, we have seen that there isn't any string 00 in the output vector because it too contains leading zeros. So that's why. And in the example 5, we can see that for this number, there are no valid strings that will be able to form this target 9191. So that's why we are returning the output vector as empty vector, right? So we can take a look to the constraints. So if we are taking a look to the constraints, we can see that the length of the num is quite less. It is just at most 10 characters. So seeing the constraints, we can easily see that we can easily brute force, like after every digit we can consider the possibility of adding a plus, adding a minus, or adding a multiplication, or we also have option to not add any operator. So there are four possibilities after every index. So since there are n minus 1 places between these numbers, so we can consider them equal to n for computing the time complexity. So if we are considering four possibilities n times, so the time complexity will be 4 to the power n. So there will be 4 to the power n total number of strings possible. And since the n is 10, this 4 to the power 10 is up to the order 10 to the power 6 of the order 10 to the power 6. So be it will be able to pass all the test cases if we are writing efficient code, like optimized code. So we know that the 2 to the power 10 is 1024. So this 4 to the power 10 will be like a squared of this thing. So that's why it is of the order 10 power 6. And we can take a look to the target. So we can see that the target is within, like it is ranging from the minimum value of the integer data type to the maximum value of the integer data type. So we need to be careful while writing the solution, because we should use long int, because while computing the answers, like while computing the target value, like while computing the sum of the expression, like it may be possible that we may encounter overflowing of the integer data type. So we need to be careful about writing the solution. So we have to use int data type for its solution. So now we can understand how we'll be implementing this solution. So I was saying that suppose we this is the whole string, and we are now at present processing the this index. So we will keep a count of what was the last sign that we inserted. So it may be positive, it may be negative, or it may be multiplication. So we will start this problem by assuming positive to be present to the left of the number, right? And we know the last sign that was present in this expression so far that we have generated. So and we will have a variable for keeping track of the current number we have generated. So for example, if we have like included 43 in our expression, So the value of this current will be 43, right? So if we'll be adding some more number 2 after this, so the value of the current will become 432. So depend if we like if after this instant we choose to add any more operators. So suppose we like we decided to add plus here, then we will add the current to the sum obtained so far. So the sum will contain the value of the expression evaluated so far. So if we decide to add any operator plus or minus, so we will make use of this current to calculate the sum so far. So if the last sign was positive, then we'll add this current, and if the last sign was negative, we will subtract this current. And if just in case this last sign was a multiplication sign, then we will also need the second last value, because if the last second last sign was like multiplication, then we will have to multiply these two quantities to and then add or subtract this quantity, this whole quantity, to the sum obtained up to here to get the overall sum. And just in case we are like we have decided to include star here, then we will also need to store the this quantity and this previous quantity. No. So just in case we decided to like include star here, then this current will become 0, and we will store this current quantity as previous. So I am like I have decided to store the previous with sign. So just in case there was positive here before the current, so I will store this previous as plus 432, and if the sign was negative, then I will store this previous as minus 432. So this is how I will be solving this problem. So there is one more possibility that there was already a star here, and we are like considering to again put a star. So in that case, what we will do, we will like set this current equal to 0, and we'll set this the previous equal to current into previous, because this whole quantity will now act as the previous quantity, previous number. So this is how we'll be doing, and we will be backtracking. So at every point we'll be considering the possibility of a plus minus multiplication and not adding any operator, and then we will recurse for the like further step. And after calling each recursive function, we will make sure to restore the string to the string that it was in the start, so that we can do this backtracking approach. So the things will become more clear if we will implement this thing. And right now, like, it is not so clear, so I can try to implement it. So first of all, what we will do, we will like store the size of the num, and I will call it int n, and we will also need a vector. So this vector will contain the all the combinations of the strings, and I will call it answer. So I will be passing this vector by reference to the recursive function that I will be using for like carrying out this backtracking approach. And I will also need a string s. So this s will like contain the expression made so far. So I will also be passing this string as by reference, and we will also need a variable index. And one more thing is that we will need one for current, and we will also need one for previous, and we will also need a character to tell us the latest sign of the operator that was used. So we are trying to do something like this. This is the current, this is the sign, this is the previous, and this is the overall string so far as, and we are here. So this is roughly what I am trying to do. And yeah, we can continue implement our implementation. So we can call our recursive function, So I will declare a recursive function. So it will be a void function, and the first thing it will be taking will be the index. Second thing it will be taking will be the int10, and another thing that it will be taking will be a string num, so that we can like get what is the digit at a particular place. And we would also be having the string s that will contain the expression that we have made. And we will also need the target and any other thing. Yeah, so we will also need this vector answer so that we can push our generated strings into it. So this is looking fine till now, so we can call it. So we'll start by having this index as 0, n will remain n, num will also be num, and string as well. We'll also need to initialize this string as empty string. And then we need target. So target will also, we need to like put const here so that we are not modifying these things, because we don't need to modify these things. And we can also have a const here. Yeah, everything is okay. Yeah, so after target we need to pass this vector, we need to pass this answer, and we also need to pass this current and previous. So we can have these two integers for these quantities, current and int previous. Yeah, so we have declared this function. Now suppose we have reached to the end of this string, then what we can do, we can update the current. First of all, we can update the string s. So the string s can be concatenated with this to generate the final string, and then we can update the current. So current will be current into 10 plus num of index minus 1 and now we need to check whether the sum is overall sum is equating to target or not. So just in case the sign was positive, so in that case what we'll be doing, we will be checking whether the sum plus, we don't have any variable for symbolizing the sum till now, so we can have a variable for sum also. So we can check whether the sum plus current is equal to target or not. So if it is equal to target, then we can push the present form the string in the answer vector. So we have done it. Now we need to check whether the sign is minus or not. So if it is minus, then we just need to check whether the sum minus current is equal to target or not. And the last case is when we need to check for whether the sign is multiply or not. So in that case, we need to calculate the overall sum. So overall sum will be equal to sum plus previous into current. So this should be equal to target if this string is valid, and if it is valid, then we can push it. So we have like kind of handled these things. In the end, we need to ensure that we are restoring the string. So we can do pop back, because this string has been passed by reference. So it will be not be restoring the string to the original string with which it was passed, then it will cause problems in this backtracking approach. So this is the base case. Now we can handle the case when the index is not n-1. So first of all, we need to handle, like, prepare the string for adding plus and minus here. So first of all, we will be like adding the present character. So these two lines will be same. And we have also like updated the current. Now we need to do what? Now we need to, I will be using another variable, new sum, because now we are going to add positive and negative here. So we need to process the sum till here. So we know that if here, if it will be positive here, then we just need to add the current to the new sum. And if the sign is negative, then we need to subtract. And if the sign is multiply, then what we need to do? We need to multiply this previous and current and then add it to new sum. So after doing these things, now we need to consider the case of addition. So we are like planning to add addition here. So after adding addition here, we will first concatenate plus here, plus operator here. And now we can call a recursive function. So it will be index plus 1, n will remain n, and num will remain n, s will remain s, and the target will be also target, answer, current, previous, sum. So these three quantities need to be modified. So after we are adding plus here, this sign should be, wait, we are not passing sign here. So we can have a look. So we can see that there is no parameter for sign here. So I am adding a character sign, and we also need to pass it here. Yeah. So now we need to copy this function call. So it will be index plus 1 because we are now processing the next index, and num s all will remain same. We just need to make sure about these things. So now the new current will be 0 because we have just added positive here, and the previous will be, what will be the previous? So the previous will be this current. So it will depend whether the sign was plus or minus, so that we can determine whether the previous will be positive current or negative current. So if sign was positive, then this previous will be equal to current, and else if sign was negative, then this current will be minus 1 into current. And we also need to change this sum to new sum, and we also need to make sure decide what will be the newer sign. So we are doing it for addition, so it should be plus here and plus here also. And what if the sign was multiplication? So in that case, if this last sign was multiplication and we are now having positive or negative here, then since we are doing it for addition, we don't need to care about the previous. We only need to care about current. We only need to care about this previous quantity for if we are like having the last sign as multiplication. So if we are adding multiplication, then only like this previous variable will be useful. So we can have anything in the place of previous here. So yeah, we can also put -1 here. There won't be any problem. So else if the sign was we don't need to make cases then because we are doing it for positive. So we can do this, and in place of previous we can also pass -1, because if we are like adding plus here, then we will only need positive like current quantity for further processing. So after calling this, we need to pop back. Similarly, we will call again for subtraction. So the code will be similar. Only thing we need to do is to change this plus to minus, this plus to minus, and everything else will be same. Now we need to consider the case when we are adding multiplication sign in the end. So since we are adding multiplication sign, we also need to have take care of this previous variable, because after further processing, we may need this previous quantity to calculate the sum. So in this case, the first of all, this string will be appended by is this star, and we need to first calculate the sum in this case. So since we are adding star here, we want update the sum now. So this is what I am doing. So I am adding a star here. So I will just update the current and the previous thing, and I want add anything to sum now. It will be done when some positive or negative quantity will be encountered. Positive or negative operators will be encountered. So after adding the star here, the current will become 0. The previous will depend on the sign. So last sign, what was this last operator? So if the last operator was also multiplication, then the previous will become equal to multiplication of these two quantities. And if the last sign was positive or negative, then the previous will be equal to plus current or minus current. So this is what we were doing earlier in the addition part. So we need to make cases. So if the sign was positive, then the previous will be plus current. And sum will stay sum. Similarly, if the sign was then the previous will be equal to -1 into current, and yeah, these quantities will stay same. And just in case the sign was multiplication, so we can also use else, because there will be only three possibilities of operators. So if though the operator is not plus minus, so it will be obviously multiplication sign. So in that case, the current will be 0, but the previous will be equal to current into previous, and others will stay same. So after calling this recursive function, we need to pop back again. And now we have considered the case of these three quantities, these three operators. Now we need to consider the case when we are not adding any operator to the end. So in that case, we need to check if the present character is 0, and if the sum is also 0. So this is the case when this 0 is the first character of the number that is being formed. So in that case, we won't be doing such thing like not adding an operator. We will obviously be adding operator. So we need to take negation of this. And yeah, so for calling the function without any operator, the index should be index plus 1. All these are okay. The current will not be 0, but the current will be the current that we have formed by first multiplying it with 10 and then doing this. And the what will be the previous here? So this previous will stay previous, and sum will be this, and old sign will stay the old sign. And in the end, we need to make sure that we are popping this string again, because we appended the present character to it. So after doing this, I think this solution should work. We can check for no operator. Yeah. So we can check for the compilation issues. So non-void function does not return a value. So what is a non-void function here? Yeah. So we call this function. Now we need to return the answer vector. Now we need to run this. Okay. So we are basically using, first of all, we need to make sure we are using a long int in this problem, because the ranges can go pretty much high after calculation. So these quantities, current, previous, sum, should be long int. And yeah. Okay. So we are using index -1. It should be n minus 1, right? We wanted to use the current character, right? And here it should be index. So this was the thing that was being done wrong. So we have fixed this index thing. Now there is one more thing that we need to fix is this. So the instead of sum, it should be current. So if the current is 0, then that's why then obviously we are forming a number with leading 0. So we don't need to use sum here. We need to use current here. So now we can try to submit the solution. Now it should work, I guess. Yeah. So it got accepted. So thank you guys